guys, welcome again to the show. Today we have nobody less than David de Vriesere from BitBelgium with us. Hi David, how are you doing?
Hi Bruno, I'm doing fine, thank you. But the looks of it, you're doing better than I do because over here it's raining. So yeah, but I'm doing fine, buddy. I'm doing fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, I can't complain. We have really good temperatures over here. So David, we all know you from BitBelgium, but we also know you better from all the good things you're doing and all the involvement in the community. One of the things that you're known from is the good causes around refugees. Tell us a bit more. Who are you and what are you up to these days?
Well, my name is David, as you all know by now. I'm 40 years young. I live in Ghent. I am from Ghent, but mostly also I live in Spain. I'm mostly part in the educational part around blockchain cryptocurrencies, especially towards citizens, because there's a lot of sharks out there and the waters are infested indeed, and people need proper education to set up wallets and stuff like that. But I'm not into the speculation part, but I'm more into blockchain for good, as you know, and building a better future for the future generations. And in 2015, when I was encountered with Bitcoin, it was a scam, actually. It was a Ponzi scheme that I was lured into, and not knowing that much at that time, I decided to dive into what is blockchain? How do you set up wallets? So I started up BitBelgium then to give workshops around that subject and to help people to take those steps on their own. And then I had the idea of forging two needs together. Like I always worked a lot for UNICEF as a volunteer, and I saw a lot of poverty into refugee camps and stuff like that. So I had the idea of why not giving workshops for people who want to know more about Bitcoin and charge them for them, give them 10 euros back in Bitcoin on their wallet, and the rest of the money goes towards the refugees. So we bought food, water, clothes with that money. And that was before everything went up. So the funny thing is the people who had the 10 euros back, they already have their more than 50 euros back. So it was a really good thing. But the thing is with refugees is when refugees are forced to abandon their homes, they have to leave important papers and birth certificates, marriage license, ID cards. Identity is a really big issue. So more than 70% of Syrian refugees lack of basic identification. And the blockchain, again, I'm not more into the speculation part, but I'm really focusing on identity, and especially in the blockchain, can host and transact unlimited amounts of valued assets through its public distributed ledger, as you know. And among these valuable building blocks is data that cannot be forged. Identities can be verified on the blockchain and cannot be faked, and are timestamped and public. So what's really important that governments and support organizations are diving into that to use that digitally authentic identification based on the blockchain. Refugees could use these documents to prove their identity and that of their families. So, and of course, combined with IoT, AI, reticle scanning and stuff like that. So there's no need of a paper anymore. So that is why I'm such a big fan of blockchain on that subject. There's so many other possibilities, as we all know. So that's what we've been doing, and we've been going also into the camps, talking to people, setting up wallets and exchanging them some altcoins, some little valuable altcoins, so they could have buy cigarettes from each other, because able to purchase stuff is a human right. It's a democratic right to transact with each other. So yeah, and as part of that, I help people to get into the Bitcoin scene because industrial revolution, digital revolution. So that's what we're all about.
Okay, cool. So David, last year you were at BitConference. How did you experience BitConference, and why would you recommend people to come to TBS World this year?
Well, definitely 2 thumbs up for you, Bruno, for last year. It was amazing. It was, like I said, I was in the space since 2015. I had to wait 3 years to experience such a great event like you hosted last year. So I'm only looking forward towards the 12th of June. So I really encourage everybody who is into the crypto space in Belgium and outside Belgium to lock arms with us and to join forces, because it's all about community. It's, like I said, it's about building a better future for the future generations, and we have to put our brains together. And last year I met people from all over the world, and really good people who are really into great projects. So if you want to meet the people behind the projects, then yeah, TBS is the place to be, definitely.
Okay. Let's go a little deeper into blockchain and cryptocurrency. What do you think about blockchain without cryptocurrency?
What do I think about blockchain without cryptocurrency? Well, better than a crypto without a blockchain. That's a fact, because yeah, we know what that is. Been there, done that. But yeah, of course, financial assets, virtual assets are just the tip of the iceberg. You know, like for example, smart cities, smart energy. The beginning of the internet, TCP/IP, and stuff like that. Now it got evolved, and now we have social media who's running the world. And so 10 years ago, the first blockchain was there, the Bitcoin blockchain, and now 10 years later, there's woof, wow, a whole world out there. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of the blockchain technology and all that matters. But you know what's really important? If somebody pitched me for a great idea, I have a good idea in this. I always ask them, what is the problem that you're going to solve in the world? What is the problem which is in the world today, which you are going to solve? And that is really important, because blockchain is closing the gap on trust, and every big innovation in the history of mankind, like for example, Gutenberg, the printing press, closed the gap on literacy, on information, the engine, the Wright brothers, transportation. So blockchain is closing the gap on trust. And we all know, we definitely need to trust financial transactions. And that is proven in history down 2008, 2001, 1987, 1929, that our financial institution, the way it is today, that it cannot be trusted anymore. So we need that peer-to-peer system where, yeah, intermediaries who cannot be trusted anymore, trusted third parties, by the way, need to take a step aside, because there's a new player in town. And if we look deeper into that subject, and very deep, I'm going very deep. I'm now into 1700s. Money is a very important issue, and blockchain is definitely a part of it. But then again, you need consensus, you need miners, proof of work, proof of stake, but that's a whole different subject, I guess. Yeah. So blockchain, yeah. I have a godchild. I'm not dad. I have a godchild. She's 8 years old, and she knows more about blockchain than most grown-ups does. So Santa Claus doesn't exist anymore. It's Bitcoin man these days who comes in knocking on the door.
That's really cool. So David, I had a bunch of questions, but I see that by asking you 2 questions, you basically answer the 4 or 5 other questions I had, and it's really fun talking, because I see a lot of passion, and it's really nice to talk with you.
Yeah. I can go for hours.
It's really cool to talk with people with a lot of passion. So people who want to meet you, they can come the June 12th to Brussels, TBS World, and they will be able to talk to you and to feel your passion and to feel your energy, which is amazing. But what can we expect from you at TBS World? Which slot are you bringing? And don't tell too much, because you still have to bring your slot.
Well, I'm just going to talk about the possibilities, and the realm of possibility is lying in us, because what I see mostly in the world, how society has brought us down in our thinking pot, is that, oh, we cannot cope with that. We're too small, but it's not. It's up to us. Never underestimate a small group of committed citizens, and that's the only thing that ever has changed the world. It's bringing the revolution and the evolution where it should be. And I'm just a guy, just a normal guy, who's on fire, and I just would like to bring that fire towards everybody, and I would like to encourage all the developers out there to kick butt and really develop faster than they can write the laws. so that's what I'm going to bring.
Awesome. So, David, one more question, and I know we kind of covered it in the beginning, but why would you recommend people to come to TBSWorld?
Well, again, in the world and life, it's all about connections. It's not about what you know; it's about who you know. And I've really experienced that very, very, very good in a good way. And in this field, in this life, that's very important. And TBS, it's all about the people. It's all about sharing good vibes, good ideas, connecting, and yeah, I grew up with the Power Rangers. I guess you too. You have the green one, the red one, the black one, and each and one of them have their own unique power. But when they form together, they form that kick-ass robot. So I kind of see like everybody in their own unique power, and TBS is like a gathering place for all those unique people with the good power. And yeah, I'm always looking forward to. Like last year, I met really great people I'm still doing business with today. So if I wouldn't have gone there, or if they wouldn't have gone there, then and I have met people for the first time who never heard about Bitcoin, and now they're so happy because they went, because they saw the insights, the information, the good information. And so for so many reasons, you should go towards TBS. So many reasons.
Okay. One last question. HODL, buy or sell?
Well, okay. The last two ones are definitely because buy or sell is when did you bought it, and what is the price at the time where you're going to sell. So that's a trick one. But definitely HODL if you don't know what you're doing. If you want to go trading, 95% of the traders lose money, and yeah, markets are always the house of regrets. When you're going to sell, when you put your sell order in like a 3% profit, and then it goes like 10%, you go like, fuck, dang, I wish I couldn't hold on longer. But when you're going to buy and you think, yeah, this is a good moment, when it drops, then you go, fuck again, because I'm sorry that I swear a lot, because but it's always a house of regrets. So if you really want to be trading, you should go into the educational part first, education over speculation. But hodling is definitely the good way to go. Bitcoin is the most rising activa in the last 10 years. Something that goes from 0.000 towards, what is it now today, $5,100 something dollars. I rest my case. So in that point of view, I would say definitely hodl. And if you really want to learn how to make from one Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoins, well, you have to first invest in yourself properly. Find yourself a good teacher who can teach you, and not only in a bull market, but also in a bear market. That's very important. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much, David, for your time. And everybody who wants to meet David, just come to TBSWorld June 12th in Brussels. And if everything goes well, I think in November we will be going to Amsterdam, and David will be there as well. David, any last words for the viewers?
Well, I wish everybody a kick-ass year. I'm definitely a Tim Draper fan, so he said 250K in 2022. So yeah, it's just about having good knowledge, good perspectives on the part of Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrency sphere. But mostly what's really important is the people, the connections. And I'm always looking forward to like now I already know people who's watching this that I'm going to talk to them. So I'm really like excited always about meeting people and what are you doing and let's have a beer and let's go there. And so, but my best thing I can say to people is always be yourself. Always be yourself and stay cool.
Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate it. Really nice talking to you again. So, people, if you wanna have questions for David, you can put your questions down here. He will definitely answer them. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you want to shoot questions. David is pretty reachable. And thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye.